Welcome everybody. Today in the workshop about networking and security. We have two great presenters, Andrzej and Michał. Their knowledge is enormous, so please ask them any question as you like. I encourage you to unmute yourself because this is like a possibility to talk with those two guys that have really great experience by doing the Azure by them. So not only just watch the presentation and try to take part in the workshop, but also use this time to get your knowledge. I also encourage you, because we already have planned the next workshop. As far as I remember, this is on the beginning of the December. This is on the 9th of the December about the Microsoft Virtual Desktop. We learn how to create that, how to do it correctly, prepare environment and use it. So registration is already open. If you want to find the more details, you can open our webpage azurepoland.pl and grab the tickets and book your time. Of course, like this event, those event is also for free, and I hope you enjoy today's event and also the next session. And Andrzej, Michał, the stage is yours. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, guys, good morning. This is me, Michał Furmankiewicz. I will turn off my camera, not to use the traffic. So let me share my screen in a sec, and I'll start by introducing you some basic ideas about the networking and security. I will also show you what environment we have planned for today. Then, by the end of this, my part, we'll hopefully create the environment through my Terraform. We'll see how much how good job I did. We'll see if it will work. Well, it works. Sorry. Hopefully it will work with your environments. And then if everything will be created and you will have all the knowledge required to start the labs, Andrzej Kokociński will start the labs with you. So without any further delay, let me share my screen, and please tell me if you can see my screen and tell me what you see. So can you see my screen, guys?
Yes, we can see the screen. Right now is Draw.io, and previously was Visual Studio Code.
Okay, I have a great ask for you. So if there will be anything which is too small, not clearly visible, let me know. I have 3 screens, and probably something will happen. I think someone has a kid on his knees. It's great, but I think we can mute you. Piotr, if you can mute yourself. Okay, I will mute you. Okay, I did it. Sorry, Piotr, if you would like to speak up, please just, turn on your mic and you will be good. Okay, guys, so I have an hour, and hopefully through this hour, I will deliver a couple of ideas. So let me start with basic stuff. It seems basic, but it's also good to have in mind that there are some considerations which you have to have in mind when you are trying to design the networking for your Azure environment. And if there will be anything which you would like to ask, please speak up. I'm okay with with breaking and replying to questions, answering questions. So first of all, we have a couple of concepts. We have 39 different networking services in Azure for now, which is pretty awesome. We have lots of possibilities. But to start with the basic concepts, we have something like virtual network, which is not the network, actually. It's a set of networks. It's a group of networks, because actually you can have many address spaces just for one virtual network. So you can possibly have 10.0.0.0 on 16 bits, and then you can have 192.168.0.0 on 16 bits as well in the same VNet. This is possible, and everything is fine. In Azure, every single network is sitting in a specific region. So you don't have something like in Google where you have one VPC which is extended through regions, which is available from many regions. No, in this cloud, you have just VNet, which is sitting in a specific region and is not routed to any other VNet which is in the same region as well. So you cannot communicate between 2 VNets without any additional configuration. So you have 2 VNets, there is no routing between them. They are separated, even if they can have even the same address spaces, and Azure doesn't care because, as I said, there is no routing between them. So okay, let's imagine we have one virtual network, and you wanna decide how many machines you want to put in them. Sorry, can you repeat? Okay, and then you want to divide this network into subnets. So subnet, this is a dedicated network. You cannot have multiple prefix address spaces. Just one is possible. So for example, if this guy is something like, let's say 1.10.10.00 on 16 bits, then subnet must be very specific. So for example, this and okay, let's assume you have 10 that way, and you have also this network assigned to this VNet. Subnet must be specific, so you can only have, like, for example, like this. So 10.10.00 on 24 bits, which means that you have, so the first 24 bits are for subnet address space, and the last byte is for any computer you will put in here. So you can divide your virtual network into subnets, as I said, and here you have to be careful, because please remember that Azure will take 5 addresses out of this every subnet you will create. 3, this is obvious. This is because of how networking works. But 2 additional addresses are taken by Azure to create probably something which is called a gateway, which allows you to communicate between subnets. So if you will create subnets which have just 16 addresses, this is a bit useless, because then 5 addresses will get out, so you will only have 11 addresses per this subnet. So please be careful when you plan your subnetting address space, your subnet's address space. Okay, so every subnet in a virtual network by default is routable, so you can route the traffic from one subnet to the other subnet without any other configuration. That's available. You don't need to configure anything on the gateway. No additional configuration is required on NSG, on network security groups, because by default all the subnets can communicate with each other. Okay, so we have subnets, and you will see we'll create some subnets in a second. And what also I would like to point out is that subnets are the best way to segment your workloads. So if you have subnets, you can put different workloads in different subnets, and by defining security rules, network security rules, you can decide which subnet can communicate with which one, and what traffic is allowed between them. So okay, I hope you now understand the basic concept. So we have virtual network, a couple of subnets, and this is what this is the basic idea. Let me show you right now my environment. Hopefully you will see it. I hope you see right now my Azure portal. Is it large enough to present, or?
Could you zoom in a bit?
Okay, I'll try to zoom it. We'll see what will, what will go wrong.
10% only.
Is it better right now?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
So guys, those 3 networks, those are the networks which we'll use during our lab. Let me give you a short introduction. So this is the VNet Hub network, virtual network. This is its address space, just one, right? And here you have the subnets, just one subnet, the specific for gateway. So for VPN gateway, if you would like to create that guy, we'll not create that guy during the lab. But let me show you different VNet. This is the VNet for our dev laboratories. We have some VMs already in this VNet, and as you can see, we have plenty of subnets in here, which divided this VNet into specific subnets. And I will give you the explanation why I divided that into that kind of in that way. So this is how it looks like in the portal. Let's come back to the basic knowledge. So let's come back to Draw.io. So we know virtual networks, we know the subnets. Let's talk about NSG. So NSG or network security group, or whatever you like to call it, this is nothing very fancy. Let me take some guys out of this here. And let me do it like this. So we've been talking about network, a virtual network and subnets. Here you have the potential virtual network with 2 subnets. One which will contain some web front-end machines with some application servers possibly, and the second subnet which will contain the DB. So if you want to limit the traffic which is possible between this subnet and this subnet, what you can do is to create an NSG, put this NSG onto network interface. So this NSG can be attached to network interface, or the NSG can be attached to subnet. You can also have the configuration which you have two NSGs, one to network interface, one on the subnet, but let's not complicate this picture for now. Let's assume we have just one NSG attached to this subnet and the second NSG attached to this subnet. What NSG can allow me to do? So possibly what I can say is that this NSG will allow the traffic coming from this subnet to this to this subnet. So this NSG, let's, for example, can say, okay, please allow the traffic on the port 80 from this NVA from this firewall, and this traffic can only come from this subnet. So if you will try to send traffic from this machine to this subnet, this NSG probably will say, sorry, I cannot allow this traffic because what I allow only is the traffic on port 80 from the subnet, which is up on the screen. If you have a database, in the second subnet, possibly what you would like to achieve is that only VMs from this subnet can talk with this DB, and you don't want possibly NVA to talk with this DB on the database port, because this doesn't sound like a good idea. So possibly what you can do with this subnet is to say, okay, I will allow every traffic from this subnet, from this address space, which will come on the port, let's call it 1433, and only this traffic will be allowed from here, and only using TCP, because we don't need UDP for database traffic. So this is what you can do with NSG. You can first of all, by using subnets, you can segment the traffic. By using NSG, you can decide which traffic is allowed to different subnet. And by using NSG, and this is what Andrzej will show later on, what you can get is to get the net flow. So you can get the understanding how the traffic is going through those networks, between each other, between each and every machine. So this is one concept. So this is the concept. The NSG allows you to segment the traffic to decide which traffic is allowed, as I said, between subnets. I also said that NSG can be possibly attached to the NIC interface, but then it gets a bit complicated, because if you create another VM in here, you have to add possibly another NSG. Then every VM, every NIC has NSG. And it's less and less easy to manage that kind of environment. So we can say that for big environments, what you can say is to segment every single type of workload into different subnet and assign a specific NSG only to subnet, and decide which traffic can come in to subnet and can get out from this subnet. Of course, you may say, Michał, this doesn't sound like a secure idea, because then you don't control the traffic between VMs in one subnet. Yeah, you're right. This is not perfect. So then you can think about another layer, but let's leave it for now. There's also another option. If you don't want to use NSG to segment your traffic, you can also think about some kind of a solution which will centralize the whole traffic between different subnets in one place. So, for example, we can create in this virtual network, we can create either Azure firewall, which is a native Azure solution to control the traffic on the layer 3 or 4 in Azure, or you can use some kind of appliance. For example, you can buy, Checkpoint, you can buy Cisco, you can buy Palo Alto, whatever you like, whatever firewall you prefer in your environment, and you can do a different thing. So let's assume we have this firewall or Palo Alto in here in the specific subnet. How this can work? So I will put another element of this configuration into the picture. UDR, or you can call them user-defined routings. So user-defined routing, what it is, guys, user-defined routing is an object which is assigned to subnet. It cannot be assigned to NIC, and it helps you to define your own routes, which you would like to have in your environment. What do I mean by your own routes? So if you will check any VM in Azure, let me show you that. So let's take one of the VMs which will you create for the lab. This is one of those VMs. I hope you see my screen right now, and we will go into the networking, and then we will go to network interface. And then we will go, please have a look to effective routes. Okay, VM is not running. That shouldn't be a case. Okay, it may be not running. Yeah, it's starting. Okay, so something is going on with this VM. Anyway, if you will go to VM, then to networking, then to NIC, then you will go to effective routes. Here you will see when the VM will start, you will see the effective routes which are assigned to this VM. Those effective routes come from Azure default configuration. So there are some effective routes which are assigned by Azure, and we will see them in a sec. There's nothing interesting in them. Well, they are just defining when you want to go to internet, please go through the default gateway. If you want to go to the address, any address in the virtual network in which you are, please go to default system route. There's nothing interesting in here, but there are cases in which you want to change that. So let's assume we want to redirect the whole traffic from every single subnet to this guy, to some kind of appliance, and this guy should have all the firewall rules which we want to implement, and this guy will decide if the traffic from subnet can go to, if the traffic from frontend can go to DB. So this guy will be the central place which will define all the routes which are allowed. So how you can achieve this kind of configuration? So first of all, you need to create a user-defined routing object. You have to assign it to the subnet, and in the user-defined routing object, you have to say which route you would like to add to your configuration. And for example, for this UDR, we can say something like this. Let me increase the font because probably you will not see that. If you want to go to DB subnet, so to this subnet, go first of all to network virtual appliance. So the routing rule will say something like this: if this is your subnet and you want to go to this subnet, your next hop is this NVA, this firewall, and then in this firewall you have to decide if this traffic is allowed or not. So this concept is a bit different because then you don't need the NSG is useless. The NSG only allows the traffic from network virtual appliance. It doesn't allow traffic from any other subnet. And then you reroute everything to NVA. NVA decides about all the traffic which is allowed. And then this NVA guy reroutes the traffic to specific subnet, which gives you a great power because you don't need to manage every single subnet. You don't have to care about NSG. You just create another subnet, put the UDR, just one routing rule, and then everything happens on the NVA. Of course, someone may say, Michał, this is also not very good idea because then you cannot keep all the configuration, the network configuration in the code, and it's true. There are some specific virtual appliance which can understand Terraform or any other type of code. But let's assume in our example that every rule which is allowed by you have to be defined in this NVA. So it adds some kind of complexity to this environment. So two approaches. Either you want to segment your traffic using NSG and you want to assign them on every subnet or NIC. Or you want to use some kind of NVA in every virtual network and reroute the whole traffic through this NVA, and then NVA decides which traffic is allowed and which traffic is not. Guys, tell me, do you think it's clear or we need some more explanation in here? Let me know.
Pretty clear.
Pretty clear. Okay. If there will be anything which is not clear, please let me know. Let me check if okay. Let me, on the other hand, delete some part of the environment which is not required for now, and let's come back Let me just say yes. Excuse me. It will take a second. Come on. Okay, I'll do that later on the other screen. No worries. Okay, let me come back to our presentation and to the Draw.io. So we were in here, and then so we have a couple of concepts already available. So we have virtual network, we have subnets, we have NSGs, we have routing tables. Let me show you how the NSG looks like. So let me open one more portal. So here you have my portal, and as you can see, I have plenty of NSGs assigned to different subnets. Let me show you how it looks like. So this is one of the VNets. Here you have a set of subnets. Here you have NSGs assigned. Let's see how those NSGs are defined. So network security groups on the left. Let's take the first NSG subnet, NSG assigned to subnet frontend. And please have a look. This is not the default NSG. It has been modified a bit. So as you can see, we have inbound security rules and outbound security rules. Those inbound security rules are which have this kind of priority. 65,000 and above are default ones, and they say something like this: if the traffic comes from VNet and goes to VNet, so if the traffic is enclosed in one VNet, coming on any protocol or any port, please allow the traffic. The second rule, let's not discuss about it because it's required by some Azure probing balancers. And the last rule says something like this: if none of those rules which are defined upfront didn't allow the traffic, please deny all the traffic which come to this subnet. Outbound rules are similar. Those are the default ones. And what they say is, if you want to go from virtual network to any other address in virtual networks, please allow the traffic. If you want to go to internet, yes, please allow the traffic. So you have to be careful because by default, NSG allow every traffic to go to the internet. And if the traffic is not accepted by any other rule, please deny. As you can see, I've added 2 additional rules, which are not very secure, but I wanted to create a rule which will allow any traffic from any source to any other destination address on any port to come to your subnet, just because I want Andrzej to harden that. So those are the rules which I've added. This one is, as I said, allowing any traffic from any place to any VM inside the VNet, and this is the traffic which allows any traffic which is going outside from the VNet. So as you can see, this is how the NSG looks like, and we can check on which subnet this NSG is assigned. Here we see on which subnet this NSG is assigned. And we can see this NSG isn't using network interfaces at all. So it's not assigned to any other network interface. Okay, let's come back to Draw.io. I hope I'm back, and I hope you get the basic understanding how it works. Let's leave the part about connecting DC and Azure. We can come back to this later on. Let's complicate this a bit. Let's make it more complicated. It's not very complicated, so please don't treat it that way. But let's complicate this a bit. So let's imagine here is your on-premise environment. Here is some kind of network appliance you use to set up a VPN or express route connectivity to Azure. Let's not cover that part very deeply. VPN, let's say that for this part of the lab, you have some kind of connectivity with your on-prem environment, your on-premise environment. How you can, and why I've created 3 networks in here, why I want to have this kind of design. A couple of things. So first of all, I want to have a dedicated VNet to transit all the traffic which is coming from Azure to data center on-prem through one place. Why I want to do that? Well, because it will be easier and cheaper. It will be easier to buy all those required VPN gateways. It will be easier to tap this traffic, so to have the full copy of this traffic. It will be easier to inspect that traffic which is coming back. So there are a couple of ideas which are easier if you will aggregate the whole traffic coming from Azure through one set of devices and then put it through VPN tunnel to on-prem environment. So this is a transit network, VNet transit, as we have called it. You will create that network in a second. Here we have a VNet in which we will create our different VMs and we will play with different solutions. Andrzej will play with you in here. And here we have here we have a VNet. And here we have a couple of subnets, as you can see. I have a dedicated subnet for every single layer of my application. So I've created a dedicated subnet for front-end VMs. I have a dedicated subnet for back-end VMs. So some VMs which, you know, provide some web services, for example. I have a dedicated network for some dedicated resources like AKS, Azure Kubernetes Services, Azure Service Environment, or many others which require sometimes dedicated subnet to be created. Azure Kubernetes Services requires dedicated subnet for that. And here we have another subnet which is dedicated for databases, data, anything which stores data. So as you can see, I've divided my virtual network, which is dedicated for my solutions, into different subnets. Actually, my idea is that every single project will get set of those kind of subnets just to create the whole environment, the whole project in those 4 subnets, and have an easier way to decide about, you know, the traffic which can be exchanged between those subnets. As you can see, I can go with NVA, this network virtual appliance, to filter the traffic between those subnets. Or I can go with NSG. For this particular lab, we've decided with Andrzej that you will go with NSG. So every single subnet has an NSG assigned, and on every single NSG, you can decide which traffic can come into this front end, into this subnet, which traffic can get out from this subnet. And for every single project you will have, so let's assume this is the set of subnets for just one project. And here you're creating a second project. So then what you need to do is to create a second set of subnets, second set of NSGs. And then what you will have is a simple segmentation, which will allow you to decide which traffic can be exchanged inside this project, which traffic can be exchanged between those 2 projects, and, you know, what traffic is allowed at all. So this is my concept, right? I don't say this is a perfect one. I just say this can work for you from the security perspective, because every single project which you will create in this environment will have these 4 subnets to spin up resources in these 4 subnets. Every single project will have a dedicated subnet, and every single layer will have a dedicated subnet. You may say, Michał, this means that we will have to create lots of network space, lots of, you know, we will have to reserve lots of address space in Azure just to achieve what you have just shown us. Well, that's true, but in Azure you probably don't care that much about the network space you create. Why? Because it's easy to create as big networks as you like. It's easy to create and destroy them if you don't need them. And you can actually use the same address spaces for many different resources at the same time if you don't just connect them. Okay, let me talk for a minute about another concept. We'll not go very deep with it as we don't have much time, but let's think what we will do with the traffic which is going to the internet. So possibly you can you can allow the traffic to the internet from this VNet, but in more restricted environments, what you wanted to do is to have a specific place when you will filter the traffic which is going to the internet, and then you will decide what to do with the traffic. So I've created another VNet for that, in which we will put some, firewalls, some web application firewalls, or maybe some, front doors. This is something what Andrzej will cover. And in this place, you will redirect the whole internet traffic to this place. And in here, you will put some more advanced solutions to filter the traffic which is going out to the internet. and then you can have one place to inspect the traffic, to do the copy of the traffic, to analyze the traffic, and to centralize the whole traffic which is going out from your subscription. On the other hand, you can also create specific public IPs in here and take the whole public traffic which is coming from internet to your solutions in here, and keep keep those part of the environment just on private addresses. So no public endpoints in here, no internet traffic in here. Everything is routed from this place to the global VNet, in which you inspect the traffic and allow the traffic to go to the internet, right? So this is the basic idea. Actually, for our lab, we'll create all those three networks, but you will play with Andrzej only in this network, so we will not make it more complicated that we need for that lab. But I'm showing you the idea you can have for, to create a secure design. Well, hopefully secure the network design for your companies. There's also one component in this picture which I haven't covered in before. Sorry for not perfect drawings. Anyway, as I said in before, there is no traffic between two VNets by default. So of course you can try to call from this guy something in this network, but you will not be successful unless you will create one of two things. Either you can go with peering, which is a dedicated and natural way of connecting two VNets for Azure. You just create a peering, and what peering does, it adds some specific routes in your VNets, some additional system routes in your VNets to allow the traffic from one VNet to the other VNet. Of course, to have the peering enabled, you have to make sure that all those VNets are not, have different address spaces. They are not overlapping with each other. And you need to make sure that, of course, you will allow the traffic coming from this VNet to this VNet. So, you have to be careful with what you decide on the NSG level. Anyway, peering, as I said, peering is what you can define to allow the traffic between those VNets. And thanks to this peering, this whole concept will work, because as I said, by default, those VNets doesn't allow the communication between each other. But in my setup, what I want to achieve is that the traffic which is going from those workloads to the internet goes through this global network. And the workloads which would like to go back to the on-prem solution go through this peering, through transit, and back to on-prem. So that's why I need those peerings to work perfectly. You may ask me, Michał, do you need this peering? Do you need the peering between global and VNet transit? Well, there are some situations in which I would like to have it, and there are some in some situations I don't want to have it, because it may complicate how the routing will work. Anyway, it's possible, it's not required on our design. We can delete it easily. So guys, as you can see, we have three VNets with different roles. This one is dedicated for transit traffic. This one is dedicated for some public internet traffic. This VNet is dedicated for your workloads in which you put your resources and your solutions. In our lab, you will see that in a second. You will see two VMs in here. One both with Apache web server. The Apache is already installed there, and you will see that there is some workload running on it. But Andrzej will show you more. And in this VNet, what I've already created a dedicated subnet for firewall, for Azure firewall. Let me put it in here. And hopefully you will create the firewall with Andrzej in here. So Azure firewall. And Andrzej will show you a couple of funny things, how you can use the firewall to allow the traffic from internet to this VM, and how you can use this firewall to filter some FQDNs. But this is something what will Andrzej do with you. I'm just showing you the concepts, and Andrzej will do the whole hard work. I think my time is a bit limited. I have only 25 minutes left, so I will not cover perfectly everything which is left, but I think I need to cover one more thing, which is very important for me. So let me delete some part of this picture to make it more easy to understand. All right. So guys, you've seen some VNets already. You've seen some subnets already. You've seen some VMs in here. But we also need to point out that right now in Azure, you can put past services, so like Azure SQL, like Cosmos DB, like app service, like even functions you can put into the private, like storage, you can put them into the subnet. What do I mean by that? Because this is not exactly possible to put them into the subnet, but what is possible with those past services is to create a dedicated network interface. You can put this network interface into the subnet, and then if your VM would like to talk with the for example, storage account or Azure SQL, it doesn't have to go to the public internet and talk with this guy through the public internet. It can go straight using private IP address to this subnet and talk with this guy using private network configuration. So right now, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 46 Azure PaaS services can be configured in that way that they use private endpoint. So they have a dedicated card, and you can also only send the traffic to this guy through this private endpoint. I think I have this type of configuration in my subscription. So let me show you a quick one. Let me open a resource group. It should be this one. Yep. So yeah, this one will be I think better if excuse me, just a quick. Okay, sorry guys, I think it's already gone. Anyway, so let me show you the picture, which will yeah, let me keep with this picture. So the basic idea is, as I said, this SQL service will get a dedicated endpoint. This dedicated endpoint will have a private IP address from this subnet, but there is also one more component which is required in here, because you cannot talk with this guy through the IP address. So you can talk with this guy only through its DNS name. So when you create a private endpoint, a dedicated private DNS zone is created in your environment, or well, you have to create it, and then the zone contains one. It helps you to resolve the name of this Azure SQL into the private IP address in this subnet. So what this private DNS zone does, it just resolves the names of this SQL DNS, of this Azure SQL, sorry, service. So it's also required. How this private DNS works, well, I have some extracts from the documentation. I don't think we'll cover that right now because we don't have a time, but if you want to know more how this whole private endpoint thing works, and how you can do that using multiple networks, let me know. I will send you the the documentation, which will cover that into the details. But it's also very important to understand how this works. So let me show you a bit bigger concept. Let's try to to combine all we have learned into something which is more robust. Let me delete a couple of things in here. So guys, let's assume we have this transit network. You know why we have this transit network? Because we want to aggregate the whole traffic to the on-prem. Here we have some global. Excuse me. This is here is a mistake. This is a global VNet to filter all the traffic which is going to the internet, or the whole traffic which is coming from internet to our workloads. And also, Andrzej will show you how to put the network watcher in here to have the whole flow logs registered, so you can monitor how the traffic goes between those networks. And here we have this is the same picture as you've seen in before, but it's I've added some concepts to one place to show all the concepts in one picture. So we have a VNet which is divided into different subnets. Every subnet is dedicated to specific resources like VMs or like Kubernetes cluster, or some VNets are some subnets are dedicated for some PaaS services, which you can see in here with those private endpoints. And all those VNets are using peering. So this is the peering to reroute the traffic between each other. So it works like this. If the VM from this place would like to talk with the on-prem solution, then there is a specific routing available in here, and the traffic goes through the transit to the on-prem solution. If this VM would like to go to the internet, excuse me for that, well, it can, but the whole traffic will go to the global VNet, and then through firewall will go out to the internet. So we will filter what traffic is allowed on our VM, on our firewall. If this guy would like to, have some application server with some application, and we would like to allow the traffic from the internet to come to this guy, to this VM, well, then the traffic will, let me draw that for you. So here's me. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm fat, but not that much. So I'm trying to get from the internet to my solution. So I will go through the public IP address of my web application firewall. Sorry for Polish. So this is application gateway working in the web application firewall role. And then this traffic will be here. It will be, terminated. So probably we'll have some kind of certificate in here. We'll filter the traffic. We'll see if it's okay. And then if it's okay, it will go straight to this guy. So this is what we would like to have. There are more concepts in here which I would like to discuss with you. So there are concepts to talk about private DNS zones. There are some things to talk about how this private DNS will resolve all the names of all those services. But I think it will be too much for our short introduction. So now I'm done. If you have any questions to that part when we are designing the stuff, please ask them now. And if not, we'll go straight to create the whole environment, which will be used by Andrzej to work with you through the rest of the day. So I'm open for questions right now. Any question is okay. We don't have any. We don't have anything to prize you with those questions. But well, this is how it is in the COVID times. So any questions to me, guys? If you have any doubts, if you understand that correctly, that would be also. It's also a great place to ask.
If we are using these private networks for Azure SQL, for example, can we use on-prem DNS, or we should use the Azure private DNS resource?
Great question. So actually, what you can do, you can register that in the DNS, in the private DNS in here. But but you have to do it manually. You don't have any dynamic, operation. So anytime you will create the service, you will have to have a, you will have to create a DNS entry by yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, but the preferred way you want to do this is a bit different. If I may, to suggest anything to you. So it will be easier, probably, in many cases, to do the thing like this. Create this private endpoint in here. Use the DNS, the private DNS zone in Azure, and then do thing like this. If anyone is asking about the resource, about this resource on-prem, use some conditional forwarders in the DNS, which will forward the whole, which will forward the query to Azure. Here you will use a forward DNS server, and this guy will forward this DNS query to inbuilt Azure Cloud DNS, and Azure Cloud DNS will ask specific DNS zone. Why you want to do that? Because then you will have only to create forwarders, conditional zones in DNS in here, and then everything will be registered and unregistered then dynamically into those private DNS zones. So this would be my setup. Create conditional forwarding, use forward DNS server in here, forward all the queries to inbuilt Azure Cloud DNS, and it will find the private zone in which this query needs to be forwarded to. So that would be my setup.
Okay, thank you. And one more question, if I may.
Yeah.
Let's assume that we have a hub and spoke topology, and we would like to hide all this infrastructure behind one of the firewall NVA solution. Can we create application gateway behind that firewall and use UDR to forward all the traffic from the application gateway to that NVA to monitor all the traffic on that firewall first before it reach the application gateway firewall?
So if I understand you correctly, sorry, I'm not native speaker, so it's not easy always for me, but let me translate what I have heard into the picture that will be easier for us, for both of us. So what you want to do, let's assume, let's move this application guy in here, just to make it more easy to understand for us. So what you want to do is to put app gateway in front, route the traffic
behind the firewall.
This way, right?
Yeah, like you could move the WAF on the VNet below, for example.
What would be the reason for that?
To monitor all the traffic on that firewall.
Okay, but this guy is layer 4 guy. This guy is layer 7 guy, if you know what I mean, from the So I think, but this is only my assumption, it will be more accurate to use this guy in front just to understand the layer 7 traffic, just to do the SSL offloading stuff, and then occasionally send the traffic to the specific route, and then use the firewall to limit the traffic which is coming into the specific route. So I would put this like this. I would configure this like this. So there is a traffic coming from this guy, and you can check if the traffic, if you want to allow this traffic in your VNet, and then send the traffic to a specific VM.
Okay, and there should be no problem with communication, like from this window, from the backend to the frontend. Let's say we would have AKS instead of the VM.
Now you are changing the rules of the game, so you have to change the rules of the game. Of course not, because the AKS is a bit different animal. So probably what you would like to do with the AKS is to do this a bit different. So you want to, if I understand you correctly, you want to limit the traffic which is coming to AKS, and but which traffic you are worried about exactly? I mean, what kind of traffic you want to limit?
So I would like to monitor the traffic which is coming internally from on-premise, let's say, and the one which is published from to the internet. And should I just create this WAF and connect it to the AKS, and that should be enough, or should I put use the NVA firewall somewhere, either in front of this WAF or behind?
Okay. You are talking about the communication from the pod to the internet, or you are talking about the pod-to-pod communication, rather?
Pod-to-pod and some application to the microservice in the AKS.
So what I would do, if I were you, I would change that a bit. So I think when it comes to pod-to-pod communication, you don't need this type of firewall. Of course you can, but you can use the networking policy exactly inside the Kubernetes to limit the communication. Then on the layer 7, what lots of people do, they use service mesh concept. So all the services are available as a service, and then on the service mesh you decide which traffic is allowed and which is not. And this service mesh can also help you to decide which traffic can be allowed between one service in cloud and the other service on-prem. So you have those type of solutions, right? Which can decide which service can talk with each other. But this is outside of the cluster. This is another part of the configuration. If you want to limit the traffic which is coming to the nodes of AKS cluster, of course you can use NSG, you can use Azure firewall if you want to monitor this traffic additionally. But I don't see that much of value in that. Apart from turning on NSG flow logs on NSGs, that would help. That would help definitely, maybe.
So if I am using that NVA in my infrastructure, I should not put it somewhere between the communication of application gateway and AKS, or in front of this application?
I don't see much of the value. I don't see much of the value, but yeah, let's do differently. Okay. but because this talk is a bit more deep, so maybe we can talk with each other, outside of this call. And,
sure. Thank you very much for that.
No problem. My Piotrek, what this picture means?
You need to click on it.
Everything is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
your explanation about the network was very great. So that's
hopefully. So let's talk about this. On private channel, there is a dedicated documentation in Azure, which is explaining how to use, when to use front door, application gateway, Azure firewall, and in what type of configuration. I think this would be a help, but let's take this conversation on the private channel, as I said. Okay, guys, I think it's the high time to start deploying our environment to prepare everything for Andrzej. So now we will go into into more practical part of the training, hopefully. And to start with that, please open this repo. Let me do like this. Okay. Just give me a second. I will make this a bit easier for you to read. Sorry. This is this conversation. Here you have this repo. So how many people would like to follow us on this practical part? Can you put your hands up using Teams to tell us if you want to play with us? That would help. Okay, no one? Really? Anyone?
You should, Michał, double check. The list is quite...
Okay, 8 people.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, 8 people. Okay, guys. So, guys, what we need before we'll start. So we have 6 people right now. What you need to start with us, you need to have a subscription, because we'll not provide a subscription for you. Sorry for that, but you will create lots of resources. So we will not help you with subscription. So this is the first thing. The second thing, which will be required by you will need to have the at least contributor, or the better is the owner permission on the subscription. Probably you don't need that high permissions, but to make sure to make it easier for you, let's assume you have this type of permissions. And actually, that's all. You don't need much more. You don't need much more. Everything which we will create using the Azure console. So nothing really fancy. And we'll use Terraform for that. Sorry, probably some of you doesn't know Terraform. I'm not a Terraform expert as well. I just copy and paste. This is what I do in my life. I just do copy and paste. But you will need, you will use Terraform because I have some code written in Terraform already. So that's why it will be easier for me. So guys, what we can do is to do things like this. Please open your Azure portals before we'll jump in, and I will go with you through the whole configuration. So let me open my Azure portal. I'm still deleting some of the resources. So before they will get deleted, I will show you the code, and we'll make sure we have the code. Right now, I'll just show you the code. Then we will do everything. I will do everything with you, so there is nothing to worry. I will go with you through every single step of this code. So let me show you the code. Yeah. Okay, guys. So this is the code. Here you have 8 files or 9 files, and let me explain you how it will work. So first of all, we will start with creating an SPN for you to create an account which will be used by Terraform to create the whole infrastructure. So first of all, we'll start with this guy to create SPN. Then we'll configure the main TF file to connect the Terraform with your Azure environment. It will be very, very easy, just 4 to-dos to fulfill, very, very easy. Then, guys, we have some variables. I'm not gonna go through every one of them, but here you have some quite important. This is not the best security practice because this password will be saved in the state, but we can assume that for today it's okay. So this is the default user for all the VMs you will create, guys. This is the address for the hub VNet. The hub, this was the transit VNet which you've seen on the pictures. This is the global VNet. We'll not use those two much more, but we will use mainly the dev VNet, which we'll create in here. Here are some additional subnets, but you don't have to care about them. I will show you just those things which are important. Here we'll just create a couple of resource groups. So this will be the global resource group for the VNet, the global VNet. This will be the resource group for the hub VNet. So in this hub and spoke configuration, this will be the hub. So the VNet through which you will transit all the traffic to on-prem. This will be the development VNet. So the VNet in which you will put all the workloads. To map this on our picture, let me do like this. So this is Terraform, and this was our picture. Let me put them aside and give you a short, a brief explanation. So sorry for not being very precise with the convention. So this is the transit VNet. This is the same as hub VNet. This is the global VNet. It will be put in the global resource group, and this is the lab VNet. It will be put in dev resource group. And then we have those VNets, guys. Nothing really fancy. Let me show you. So this is the first hub VNet defined. This is the global VNet, very simple. We will not use them. This is a bit more sophisticated way of creating a dev VNet and the subnet and creating subnets, a couple of subnets in this VNet. As I said, we'll have 4 subnets per every project we want to create. And in this sample environment, we will create 4 projects. Here you have a list of NSGs. As you can see, this NSG is not secure at all. Actually, it's even less secure than the proper NSG created by Azure. So it will open all the traffic. And here we have some peerings. So this is what I've decided talked with you about. Peerings, a way to connect 2 different VNets to allow the traffic between them. Nothing really fancy. And before we will end, this last file creates 2 VMs. One which is VM, which is called VM WFE. This is one VNet. This is one VM. This is the second VM. Both of them have a public IP address, and on both of them, what we will do, we will run a simple script which is also available in your repo. Let me show you that. Yeah, so on every VM, we'll try to, install Apache, create some simple website and rest of the service. Nothing really fancy, as you can see. So there's nothing really fancy in here. Okay, so this is how the code looks like. We'll not go through it very deeply. So now I think we are ready to open the. So now what we will do? Let me check if the code is if the latest code is in here. I think it is so. I hope you have your Azure portals opened by now. So I think we are ready to jump in and create the whole environment. Guys, are you ready to start the whole creating the whole environment? Tell me.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Shall we wait for anyone else? Okay. So hopefully you are good to go. I have a dedicated subscription for that lab to make it easy for you to follow all I do. So let me open another window and please follow my steps. I will do that very easily. You will not, miss any step. Just do everything I do, and that you will be fine. You will be fine. Okay. So let me check if I have the right perfect subscription chosen. Yeah, I have the perfect subscription. Andrzej, are you okay? You can start as well with us.
I did before that.
Okay, great. So guys, if you have Terraform installed on your machine, that's fine. I don't know if you have it, so I will use Cloud Shell to make it very, very easy for you and follow those people who doesn't use Terraform on a daily basis. So please open Cloud Shell. For some of you, if you have to choose create the storage account, please create the storage account. Okay. So do you have your Cloud Shell opened? Guys, do you have your Cloud Shell opened?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Shall we wait for anyone? If not, I will go, but if yes, let me know. So let's create a sample directory. Let's call it, for example, as a AZ network. So any kind of directory in which you will put the whole code, which we'll use for our lab. So I've created this type of directory. I will change the directory right now. Network, okay. And in here, what I will do, I will download the whole code. So I will go to GitHub, and this is the main page of the code. And here you can, on this green button, you can click. And what you have in here, this is the address of the repo. I'm copying this address. And what I'm doing right now, I would like to pull the whole code. So I say git pull, and just type the name, the address of the code.
Michał, should you first clone the repository?
Sorry, not pull, but yeah, of course, git clone. Sorry. Yeah, guys, sorry, git clone, and then you please use the same address for the repository. Exactly. Thank you, Michał. This is what happens when you are in stress. So this is the command, git clone, and the name of the repository. Guys, did it work for you? Is it okay?
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. So to make it a bit easier to work, please click this Open Editor button in here to open the Visual Code Editor in this area. It will be easier for us to navigate through the code. We will have to create a couple of things, so please open it that way. I hope the type is okay, the font is okay. If not, let me know. And as you can see on the left, this is the directory in which I have cloned all my repo. And here is the folder. I can see all the files. And what I would like you to do is to open the file, set up SPN Azure CLI. And guys, right now we'll create the SPN for you to work. You will see some you will see my SPN, unfortunately. So once you will see it, I will delete that in a second. But for a second, you will see my SPNs. I will not see your SPNs, but you will see mine to show you how it works. So anyway, the first operation you need to do is to click, run AZ account show. And what I will do, I will copy the whole output of this command into the file. It will help me later on to copy all the required parts of this into my Terraform. Then I would like to create an SPN, which I will use for my Terraform to work. I will change the name of my SPN just to make sure I have this guy is is unique in my environment. So I'm creating my SPN. You can change the name as you like. So I'm running this command again in the terminal. As I said, unfortunately, you will see some very secret things. Yeah, like.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I have a question about the Terraform. How did you edit it? That means that you have here PowerShell and Bash opened Windows. I don't know how did you do this?
this, if you would like to have the same as me, just click this guy on the Azure portal.
Okay, Azure, yes, I have this because then I checked PowerShell and I have PowerShell. But now I see that you have Bash and PowerShell, and at the same time you have two windows.
Yeah, so please have a look. Here you can change from PowerShell to Bash. Okay. So first of all, click this, click change to Bash.
Yes, I have PowerShell now.
But we are using Bash, not PowerShell.
Yes, PowerShell, but you have PowerShell.
No, I have Bash. I have Bash in here.
Okay, and then when we have Bash, we can edit the file.
Yeah, please click this. This here you can see a button to open the code. Here you have the button.
Okay.
Here.
Yes.
Yeah, can you see it?
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
No problem. No worries. Okay. So I hope you guys can work in the same environment as me. If someone has any problems, as you mentioned, great. Let me know. I will help you with the Azure Cloud Shell. So guys, I'm copying here my SPNs. My SPN, you should see your SPN as well. Please don't use mine because you will not connect to your subscription, and you will not connect with the SPN to my subscription in a second, so it's useless. And okay, so this SPN, what you need to do right now is to copy the app ID, which is in here, to this, as you can see, to this string. You should need to change this string into this one. And then you need to find a subscription ID, which is not in here, but exactly is in the previous output. Here is the subscription ID. Let me make it bigger for you to make it more easy for you to read. So as you can see, I've copied the app ID from this output in here. And right now I'm copying the subscription ID from this output in here. So what I need to do, what I want to do, sorry, is to create a role assignment. So I would like to assign this guy a contributor role on my whole subscription, right? So you right now need to run this guy. I will not do that because otherwise you can copy my stuff and enter my subscription. Okay, I'm joking. I will run it as anyway. So what I've did right now is to we've created an SPN and I've assigned the SPN to my subscription with the contributor role. Guys, are you with me up to now? Excuse me. Guys, did you manage to do the same thing as I did, or there are any problems? I can help you with anything. Just share your screen, and I'm happy to help.
Yeah, Piotr will say yep. So probably everybody are on the same page, like you. Michał.
No, sorry.
No.
Sorry. Could you help me do it because maybe it's not the directory where I have to start, so I can share with you my.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, please.
And moment. So I have two monitors here. Sorry, guys.
No worries. No worries.
What you see here.
Right now, I don't see anything, I must say.
Okay, moment.
Maybe it's only me, but.
Moment. Oh, I didn't manage to share here.
So I'm not sure if everybody can share it. Michał, okay. I still see your screen. But everything depends on what kind of mails you are using, because if you are external, probably you can blocked or guest, because it depends on login to the Teams. Okay. So not everybody can share it probably.
Okay, so we can go ahead. I'll manage. Then I check if I could do it with you. So I try again. Okay, we go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, no worries. So thank you for that. You can also send me the screenshot. Maybe I will be able to help you in the meantime. So if you okay with that, please send a screenshot and hopefully I'll help. Okay, so hopefully guys, you've created the SPN. It should be pretty easy. So right now we have everything to do to fulfill those to-dos. As you can see, it's not anything what you haven't seen in before. You have to put a subscription ID in here, tenant ID, so your Azure Active Directory ID, application ID, so the client ID from the previous output, I will show you that, and the secret. So let me show you that to you. So in my setup SPN, I have all those details. So I'm copying every single line as required. So first of all, please find the application ID of your SPN. So this is the application ID. And this guy needs to be put into the main TF file in client ID. I know on one side it's app ID, in here it's client ID. It's fine. It's the same concept. So this is my client ID. The second thing, let's save it. The second thing I need to copy is the password, which is the secret actually. So this is the password. I'm copying the password, and here you have client secret. I'm pasting the client secret in here. So client ID and client secret, right? Those two things needs to be copied. If you will screw the way you copied, it will not work, because this is the only way Terraform can authenticate with your Azure subscription and can do all the job you required it to do. So app ID and password ID and password, sorry. The third thing we need to copy is the subscription ID. So this is the line which contains the subscription ID. I'm copying the subscription ID. And here you have to put the subscription ID, right? And just one more to go. Tenant ID, which is the ID of your Azure Active Directory tenant. So I'm coming back to my file where I've saved everything. And here I have tenant ID. I'm copying my tenant ID into this file, and we are done. So once again, in main Terraform, you need to have subscription ID, a tenant ID, client ID, and client secret. If your strings looks a bit different than mine, that's okay, because you have to have different strings. But if they are written in a different format, you are probably you have probably something wrong, because the format is the same. So so it's always the same number of letters or letters or numbers in here. You should have only different different stuff. So once again, subscription, tenant, client secret, and that's all really. Guys, that's all to create the whole environment. Of course, you may say, Michał, we would like to change some variables in here. If you want to change them, please go ahead, but I don't make any, I will not make you any guarantee it will work then. So it will be easier to keep it as it is right now. If two of you are working on the same subscription, you will have a problem, because some of my resource groups have the same names. So you cannot work on the same subscription. That's why I have two different subscriptions to show you the whole app and show you the whole environment. Okay, guys, let me know if you are good to go, because in a second we'll run the whole procedure, and there will be no, it will create the whole environment. So are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Hopefully. So, guys, one more thing before we will start. Make sure you don't see any special sign in here, like what I mean by a special sign, this circle. Because if you see this circle, it means that you haven't saved all the changes you've done. So it may suggest it will not work. So hopefully, please click Control S to save it, or Command S if you're working on Mac like me, or any other shortcut on a Linux machine which saves the file. So hopefully you have saved that file. So please check one more time that you are in this directory. I'm checking the directory. I'm checking what files I have. Oh, sorry, this is not okay, because I'm in the directory Azure as AZ network, and the whole code is AZ network shop. So I'm changing the directory to AZ network shop. So make sure you're in the right directory. So you should see the whole all files, which will help us to to install the whole environment. Okay. So before we will start, please type Terraform init to init the Terraform. And it should connect with your subscription. It should initialize your environment. If you haven't initialized that environment in before, it may take a second or two. In my case, it was pretty quick because I initialized this environment in the Cloud Shell a minute ago on my different environment. Let me know if you are not successful with that, but hopefully it should work. Terraform is installed in here, so. So how it is going? Tell me. Is it okay?
Yeah, okay, done.
Done? Okay. So right now we'll have to, deploy the whole environment. So let's do Terraform apply. Apply will do the planning first of all, and then we'll create all the stuff. So it will not create anything unless you will say it's okay. So the Terraform has already analyzed my environment, and he said that it will. It said it will create 74 objects. It will not change anything. It will not just destroy anything. It will just create the whole environment. Do you have the same output, or there is anything different in your case?
I have the same.
Okay.
Sorry, I missed the first part. We should run Terraform apply in that file, right?
Yeah. No, Terraform apply. Just Terraform apply. It will
okay.
run.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No worries. Okay. So guys, shall we wait for anyone or anyone? Sorry, not anyone. But are you already in this place, or we should wait a bit?
Yeah, we're here.
Okay. So if you are in here and this is okay for you to create that many objects, you just say yes. And now you have like 3 or 4 minutes, or maybe 5 minutes, when this guy will create the whole environment. So what I suggest to you is to do a quick break. I have 10:53. I think we can allow you to have like 7 or 8 minutes of break. So we will start sharp after 11. Please go take another cup of coffee. Please go to the toilet. And just in 8 minutes, Andrzej will start deploying the whole environment. And this environment will create in the backend. So it will not take more than 5 minutes, I think. The part which is the longest one is adding extensions, but it's not that important. So please go, please take some break. If anyone has questions, I'm here. For other people, please go and, as I said, refresh. And 11:02 will come back with Andrzej part.
Thank you, Michał.
You will thank me when this guy will finish and everything will be created. So we'll see.
I hope.
It should be okay. I've tested that code on the 2 subscriptions a couple of times, so it's doing pretty well.
But probably you didn't test today.
Of course.
Okay, great.
For as well. Oh, actually, it's a part of the bigger code which I have. Okay, so it's just a subset. What's quite amusing, I mean, regarding this code is that when I was creating this code through the terminal on my Mac, everything went well and all the extensions have been installed properly. But when I've tried with this terminal, I don't know why, but he said he has some problems with downloading the files from the internet. We'll see. Because actually I have the other environment, which is on this subscription, which is exactly the same, and it works fine. And Andrzej, as I promised, look, your Apache site is there. It's already installed through the extension, so I think you should be satisfied.
It looks like this site is already hacked.
Because it is. through my basic bash knowledge.
VM2 looks better.
Yeah, VM2 is better. It's greener. It's less expensive. No, actually, I've created small VMs. However, I prefer DS over B series because they create a bit faster. Okay, let's see if this will finish with success. Let's choose the subscription, proper one. Yeah, nothing available yet. Okay. Okay, still 6 minutes. Great. Okay, guys, if someone didn't wanted to have a break and you have some questions, you just ask, please. I'm here for you. Okay. So yeah, just creating the VM. So this is the last part of the whole Terraform file. So we are just before, yeah. VMs are just in the creating state. So we have the second one. We should see this first one in a second. Yeah, it's creating already. Yeah. So before you will come back from the break, we should be okay with the environment. Yeah, we are enabling extension. This may fail. What I've seen is that when I've created that stuff from Azure Cloud Shell, I don't know why, but this once this failed once. We'll see how it will goes. Guys, so hopefully we'll be able to start in 2 minutes. Okay, we have to wait a minute for another VM to come up. Portal is working in a very, very asynchronous way. So please don't Don't think if you don't see the VM in here and it's created already here that there is something wrong. No, it's not. This is how Portal in most of the clouds work. API, if you create anything from API, it just say it's creating or something like this, and Portal will need a minute or two. Well, sometimes a couple of seconds just to to refresh the state. So this is what's happening. Okay, so one VM is already done. The first VM is already done. The second is already done. So we are just enabling the extensions. So let's see if the extension is enabled in here. As I said, if it will not be, yeah, right. So we are done. So the second VM has the extension. The first one is still in progress.
Sorry, Michał. I have a problem with installing the extension.
Yeah. What does it show?
Let me send this on.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry. Depends. Apache is not going to install recommends, but it's not installed. Oh, that's weird. Have you changed the provisioning error code has reported failure? Okay, failed to execute the command. I don't want to debug that. Have you changed the version of the Ubuntu? No, probably not.
No.
Okay. Yeah, shit happens. I mean, as you can see, this is how extension works. So you don't have to. You shouldn't use extension for a very intensive work. So it just say that it was not able to run it. I don't know why. Had broken packages, failed to restart. It looks like it didn't install the Apache in the correct way. Don't worry, just try to log into your VMs, and the code which was run in the VMs is kept in those two files. So this is the file for the first VM. This is the file for the second VM. And have a look. This is 4 lines of code. So
okay,
doesn't look like a problem. You may ask me a question how to log into those VMs.
Okay.
Fairly easy, because in the Terraform file, unfortunately, you have the default admin and default password.
Okay.
So let's try if it will work. Guys, this environment is pretty insecure, so please delete this before we'll finish. After we'll finish our lab. So let me try to connect to the first VM. We haven't started yet. We still have. Oh no, we haven't have a break. So maybe I hope everyone is back. And we can restart our workshop. So I'll do just one more thing and we'll allow Andrzej to speak. Guys, are you back from the coffee or you still need some time? Hopefully you are back. We need to start.
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah, okay. So let me check if I'm able to SSH onto this VM. So I'm using SSH. The user is default admin is def admin user, very sophisticated name, as you can see. My IP address is this one. And yep, I'm good to go. Now I need to put the password. The password is very sophisticated password, Microsoft sophisticated password. Here you go, the password. And yep, I'm there, unfortunately. I say unfortunately because all your VMs are using the same username and password, and all of them have public IPs, and they don't block any incoming port from the internet. So be careful with them, right? Guys, Piotr, did you manage to log into those VMs? Piotr? Hopefully you were able to log into. So if any one of you had the same problem as Piotr, with the extension, Piotr has this problem with extension, which is available. You can see this problem on chat. So just then you can log onto these VMs and just run the code, which is kept in those two files. This is the bash file for the first VM. This is the bash file for the second VM. That's it. You need to run, nothing more. And guys, I'm done. I'm done. The whole environment is up and running. I hope you get the basic ideas about the networking and segmentation. Now it's part for Andrzej. Any last question before we'll switch the speaker? Any other question, guys? Piotr, did you manage to log into those VMs?
Not yet.
Okay, but you've seen how I did it, right? It wasn't very difficult.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? What you should see on your subscription is a couple of new resource groups, 3 new virtual networks, Hub, Global, and Dev. In Dev subscription, you should see 2 VMs, and you should see a couple of subnets with NSG assigned. Nothing really fancy, and you can see that all the networks are paired with each other. So Dev network is paired with Global network, and Global network is paired with Dev network, and Hub network is paired with Global and Dev as well. So you have peerings all around, as you would think. Sorry, as on the picture. Okay, if there are no other questions, I will turn off I will stop sharing my screen. And Andrzej, you are good to start your part. Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you, Michael. It's so great. Let me share my screen. I hope everyone is with me. The first, I would like to ask you that you connect to machine. It means that you can open the HTTP looks like that. It means we can connect to a public IP address and open website that was installed by Terraform. Of course, that was the previous step that Michael told about that. I would like to know that you have something like that, because it will be very important for us. I'm trying to find that someone. Hey guys, please tell me that you can open that website. Yes, great. And other way, that will be 2, one that will be in red, and second, oops, sorry, this one. Yeah, that is the first, and second should be in the red. Oh, sorry, that was the same. Yeah, of course. And someone told that couldn't do that something that found some issue. You can install, if you don't see Apache that was installed on the machine, you can install easier by run commands. It means you can open that and put where is that? That was Apache in here. Open with Notepad. And put in here that. After that, Apache will be installed, and that will be changed for the setting of the Apache. Okay, if we have the same, and Michael told about that we can connect to this machine. If you have Windows or other tool with SSH, we can connect to this machine. For example, that we have public IP address, because we should have for virtual machine 1 IP address that will be in private, but additional we can have a public IP address, and this is this public IP address. And if you would like to connect to that IP to that machine, we can do that, because, sorry, which the name, sorry. And that, default domain user, I think that will be that. And strange password. Michael, I have to mute you. Sorry for that. That will be this one.
Andrzej, are you looking for password?
Yeah, I found that. But I'm trying again.
It works. I've checked it before I've turned off. This is the password. So it's P at SS.
I see. Do you see? I see that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that was something wrong with my.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, it's now we can connect. The question is why we can connect, because that Michael told about that we have NSG. We have NSG, the first that was attached to this machine, that is this NSG, and we connect. We can do on this machine everything, because we have allow everything that can be connected for any ports that is in this configuration. And NSG we can attached to virtual machine on the network cards. And the second place when we can do it, that is on subnets. And we have a lot of subnets, but that will be this one, yeah. And please see, we have other NSG, and the name of the subnet is in the T2, yeah. Let me find. That will be in here. Where is that? Where is that? This one, this one. Yeah. And that with 0. Yeah, in here. And we have the same situation. Everything that will coming to our virtual machine, it's allowed. The first, we would like to change that configuration that can be the first place on the virtual machine. That virtual machine is in here. And please connect to the virtual machine. That will be first exercise. To this virtual machine, yeah? And will be that. Oh, sorry. That should be that we can connect to this virtual machine. And now we will remove one of the first NSG with this name that will be allow all inbound. And this is something that for NSG is very important. If you remove that allow inbound, I'll change some settings for that NSG, that our connection to the virtual machine will be still allowed. What does it mean? That new connection will be refused after our configuration. If we have already any active connection that will be still existing after, we should drop that. And if we have reconnection, that new connection will be by new settings will be applied. And at the moment, please delete that. And please add inbound. On this settings, you would like to open. Please see that we have still alive. We can do everything. Yeah. And now, if you would like to connect, that couldn't be allowed because that open ports with SSH was removed. And please do it. That can be do. Yeah, destination. Okay, end. The same situation will be with connection by open port 80 because we don't have any NSG that was configured. And now we would like to have possibility to open website, and that will be this one and that. You see, we have possibility to connect to the virtual machine. Everyone with me? Okay. And we should know that this is on network card on the virtual machine. Of course, we can change settings for NSG on the subnet. Where is that? That was in here. Yeah. Because the first, when you would like to connect to the virtual machine, and we have on subnet assign NSG, the first will be NSG on the subnet, and the second will be NSG on virtual machine. And if you would like to change of the subnet and the settings, that was in here, yeah. Sorry. Okay, we that can be can we change? But in this topic, the same NSG was added to. Okay, great. The same setting, we can attach the same NSG on the subnet and on network card. Okay. Anyone have any issue or something like that? Everything it's work? Or working?
So far, so good.
Okay, great. Michael talked about that every VNet that was we have 3 VNets. This is first VNet Hub, VNet Global, and I think is here VNet Dev. And those VNets are connected together. If you create any VNet, that VNet is separate in Azure. But if you would like to connect together, that we can do it, but click in the peering. That was did before. Michael talked about it. Terraform we have done by that settings. Of course, if we would like to create other VNet, we can do it. And of course, that is possible to create that. Michael told that we have global peering and local peering. Local peering is the same region. Global, that will be in the different regions. Okay, other things that we would like to have that virtual machine, those virtual machines have public IP address. We can connect by that. We would like to have something that we can be more secure, and one of the options that will be that we can connect by firewall. And now please remove public IP address, and on this virtual machine, please, that will be in here, yeah, public IP address, and please dissociate like that. On the second too, dissociate. And after that, we would like to delete this IP address. It means we can connect to this virtual machine only on this the same private VNet, or we will have other tool that we can connect by other service, that which service will be Azure Firewall. And please delete completely. Oops. It's still delete and delete. Okay. Oh no. And now we would like to create Azure Firewall. I would like to choose which one. That will be this one. Yeah. Please, on VNet, the name VNet Global, click on the firewall in here. Yeah, everyone with me?
I hope, Andrzej.
Yes, however, you know, for example, my IPs, they are still being applied, actually disassociated. So we can proceed, you know, with the firewall deployment. However, give us, you know, some time later, you know, to clean up the previous setup.
Sorry. I would like to catch what you told me, that you have some issue, yeah, or not?
No, not issue. Actually, the port.
Okay.
Is still associating my previous, you know, setup with the public IPs. So that's it. But we can continue with the firewall.
Okay, great. And so why I would like to choose this VNet? Because Michael, before that I would like to do that, create special subnet. The special subnet name Azure Firewall subnet. This is very special subnet. If you don't have this subnet that we create before create Azure Firewall, that will be that we couldn't create Azure Firewall because we should have this particular subnet. And what else? And please click on the firewall. Of course, we'd like to create Azure Firewall by create resources or Terraform, something like that. That of course that will be the same. And click, and here the name that will be for my AZ1 West Europe without availability zone. And now I would like to use my Azure VNet that will be global. I have thought. Yeah, global. That will be global. And so I think so many of you couldn't choose that because we have some little other exercise. It means we should have a minimal of subnets configuration that should be in range 26. And please click on the subnets. I did that before, and change to 26. After that, please click Save. Yeah. Like that. If we done that, please click in here, and now we can create that Azure firewall. Global. And now we should create public IP address. AZ01. Review and create. Azure Firewall, we would like to have a connection to this virtual machine by an Azure Firewall. It means we use NAT to connect to this virtual machine, and after that we will connect to other places from this virtual machine, but Azure Firewall will manage our connection. And second things what we do. Michael told you about that we have free route on VNets in Azure. The first, because this is the most priority, will be user definition route. And now we can create other things that will be a route table. Oops, not that. Okay, in this place, West Europe, route 01. That route table will be attached to subnet where existing our virtual machine. But before that, we should have Azure Firewall. That was in here. No, that was in here. Oh. I think it's not ready. It's still deploying. Do you have any questions? Can I help you with something? This is a good moment for that. Okay, few words. It's fine. Okay, great. Thank you, Oleg. Few words about the other purity of routing. I told you about the first. We should define user definition route, and after that we can attach to subnet. We can only attach to subnets. Other thing that we in this route table, I think that is in here. Yeah, we can create some route name, and we can choose by virtual network gateway. Michael did about that. This is some tool that we will have, or we would like to implement any virtual network gateway to connection to site or express route. We can choose that virtual network, internet, and virtual appliance. that will be in this topic. We would like to have virtual appliance for manage routing. Other priority that will be second, this is BGP, and third, it's system route. System route existing anytime, and if we don't have any route table created, it means to definition route on BGP, system route existing every time. Okay, I hope that Azure Firewall existing, and we can do something. It's still deploying. Okay, I think it's ready. And we have in this particular Azure firewall rules. We have the first rules that we can add NAT rule, network rule, application rule. The first we'd like to connect to our machine. Please click and NAT rule connection. For example, that one with purity 1000, NAT protocol TCP, that will be all IP addresses. Of course, we would like to choose my IP address from my virtual machine. I can do it, and the destination. Now, we have to choose, where is that? Public IP address. Azure Firewall, and that will be that, yeah? And this, that will be port 22. Of course, we can put other ports because in here we will translate to our IP address for the virtual machine. Of course, we're talking about the virtual machine in private IP address existing in our VNet. And for that, we can do by that. Oops, sorry, not. And port 22. Something is missing. In here, we have some space. At. And now. I think it's existing, and so public IP address, this one. And now the settings was applied, and we can connect to our virtual machine. Of course, if we would like to do on the second virtual machine, of course, that we can do it. Please connect to this virtual machine, because if we would like to, if we would like to open any website in this configuration. For example, we would like to open it is possible. We can open everything. Yeah, do you see? Now we would like to manage a connection. That will be something that we can configuration that every connection will be by Azure Firewall. How we can do it? Do you remember that we have a route table? And in the route table, please click on the routes. And after that, please click Add. The name that can be something like that. And in here, please put 0, 0, 0. It means that will be everything will be by any connection. Oh, sorry. Any connection will be by virtual appliance. And click virtual appliance and put in here private IP address Azure Firewall. And our like that. And now, if we create a route table, we should attach on the subnet, because I told you that we can attach route table on the subnets. And I think that will be easier on the subnet where the machine existing 210 subnet. That is that. And please in here put which one? Route 01. Route 01. And so. And I think now, in the few seconds, that will be will be it's not possible to open any website. Anyone? It's not existing. Do you see? It's not possible to open anything on this virtual machine. And we would like to change configuration on the Azure Firewall that it will be possible to open specify website. And please, what is here? Please configure on the Azure Firewall the other rules that will be application rule collection. Click in here and add application rule and collection. The name can be rule 01, purity that can be that one, and please target FQDN that put in here name that will be every IP address, and we would like to have possible to open HTTP, HTTPS. Of course, you would like to add SQL that will be SQL, or that we can put FTP or something like that. In our topic, that will be HTTP, HTTPS. And we would like to open virtual this website, www.wp and .pl, and add. And now we should wait a few seconds. You see, it is possible to open, but if I would like to open the website like that, it's not possible. Of course, if I would like to add new one or change configuration for that, of course, we can add new one. For example, like that. Okay, save.
Andrzej, a quick question. Is there any instruction, like a PDF with all those steps, which we could follow in case we got lost or would like to do this exercise later on?
Oh my God, you know, at the moment is my mind.
Okay.
You know, I can do it, but if you have, because we have a lot of time, if you have any issue with that, I can help you.
Oh, it's okay. I had some issue at the beginning due to my subscription restrictions, so I will try to catch up.
Okay, you know,
if you maybe one information, if you will just store the link to YouTube channel, then you can just play it in the afternoon, for example.
Thank you, Michael, for that. You know, I have something that what I would like to do with you, and you know, I can add about that and create some instruction, but I should do that. Okay, and now we can check that it's possible to open website. What that? No, it's not possible, but for MSN, it's possible to open. And in our topic, we let me summarize what we did. We have two virtual machines. We remove public IP address. It means we couldn't connect to this virtual machine in the outside from the VNet, the private VNet. In this topic, we create Azure Firewall, and by this Azure Firewall, we create rules. And this rule, the first one, that was for NAT to connect to this virtual machine. The second things what we did, that we create a route table and we create some rules. Oh, sorry. We create some rules. That rules manage that everything from this virtual machine will be managed. It will be connected by virtual appliance, and our virtual appliance it's Azure Firewall. And we add on Azure Firewall other rules. That rules define that we connect or open website. That was two website. That was a website HTTP and HTTPS. Do you have any question in this topic? Everything is clear? If yes, that will be other very interesting service that we would like to manage security connection to our website. The website, of course, we're talking about those virtual machine. And now, please create application gateway. Application gateway. Create. Good question. I think that will be in global, the good things. And for our topic, we should have for application gateway some subnet, and those subnet, this subnet will be managed by global the application gateway. And I did that before, but we now can add that will be in here, I think, yes. Please add other subnet that will be, for example, subnet GW or something like that. And this subnet will be managed by application gateway. And now we're ready to create application gateway. Application.
Sorry, Andrzej, can you show again the new subnet which you
created?
Of
course. You know that for application gateway, that can be any subnets in any name, and this was in VNet Global. Of course, can be in others. I choose that, and please click subnet and name. That can be some name for that.
Okay. Thank you.
You are welcome. Okay, that we can do that. I think I close that. Application gateway. This one. And in this topic, what we can do? Of course, we should choose the resource group and the name. I choose name app GW01. Of course, it depends you. West Europe. From our topic, we choose free. And now, because application gateway should exist any virtual network, we should create new one or choose existing. And for us, that will be this one and this one. And now we should create public IP address, because that application gateway will be front end for our application existing on virtual machine. Okay, the name backend.
Andrzej, just keep in mind that people are following what you are doing, and sometimes you're doing that too quickly, and we might miss some settings that you are setting up.
How can I help you? Which step I should do again?
Well, I did that subnet part, and I was going to the public one, and then I just wanted to let you know that it's sometimes hard to follow you.
Yeah, great. Okay, that if anyone would like to know how can create application gateway, and I would like to remind you that we should have any subnet, that will be in global. Where is that? In here. And before that, create application gateway, we should have subnets. for our particle, that will be one subnet for application gateway. I create the name like that. It is name, of course, and after that, please save. If we done that, we can create application gateway. Application. You know, I did before our meeting many times. You know, I can close my eyes and that isn't. I'm sorry that I doing that very fast.
It's okay.
And
I just wasn't sure if you created new public IP or you choose one of the existing one.
Okay,
So.
okay. And now that was sorry, that was in global, I think. The name like that, West Europe like that. That can be free because we don't have any. And that will be this one. No, that was this one. Boom, boom, boom. I think it's everything clear. And now it's front end. And now we should attach that the public IP address if you have. If you don't have, we can create new one. I know that I don't have, and that will be public IP address like that. Okay, and now backend. And now we should add some virtual machine that will be in the backend on application gateway. And click on the backend pool. The name of the backend pool we can name put like that. And now we have to have IP addresses for those virtual machines. And that is the first one in here. Oh, sorry, in here. The first one, and second, that will be, I think, with 6, but I would like to know about, no, with 4. Everything is fine? David?
Yes, from my perspective,
Great.
yes.
Great. Anyone have any questions? No? Please click Add. And now we should create configuration. Please click on the Add routing rule. Rule with 01, and now we should prepare listener. Listener that will be something on the front, and listener should have create before that we create any rules, public IP address. We have that, and in our topic we will have HTTP. Of course, if we have HTTPS, that we can do it, but after that we should upload certificate. Of course, that can be PXE certificate that we create anywhere, or we can choose certificate from Key Vault. Because we have only HTTP, we choose that. In the topic, application gateway can have multi-site. What does that mean? I hope that I have something about that. This is the topic. Application gateway, because it is load balancer. This load balancer is the 7 layer, and we can create the pools. We can create many pools. In the topic we have 2, site 1 and site 2, and we can create that it's possible to routing in the different site if the request will be in different host. For example, the first one will be Contoso and second request will be a datum. That two different separate sites can application gateway move in different poles. And application gateway, it's only for HTTP, HTTPS, and SOCKS. Couldn't manage any other requests. Okay, we have basic, and now backend target. In the backend target, we done that before, and that will be in my side. That will be this name and HTTP settings. This one. Okay, add. And now we can add, and everything that should be like that, that everything of the routing for that should have public, some routing rules, and backend poles. If we done that, next, next, and create. Because application gateway will create in the about, I think about 6, maybe 10 minutes. I think it's a good point to break. If you agree with that, that we can start in the next 10 minutes, that will be I think that will be a good time for that. Oh, sorry. Do you agree with that? And it's a good point to create coffee or something like that. Someone sent message that is good time to beer. Of course, that is it is good time to other beer, and we will again on next 10 minutes. Okay?
Yeah. Yes, okay.
On the YouTube, we are starting 10 past 12.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, it is 10 past 12. We can start again. And so I would like to come back to our presentation about application gateway. And you know about that. The application gateway works in the 7th layer. It means that will be only on the application like HTTP, HTTPS. We can manage by virtual machines, but I would like to come back to settings of this backend pools. We can add IP addresses that know FQDN, that's 2, and virtual machines, SCAL sets, and app service. That will be PaaS service. And on this virtual application gateway, we can in the backend put those services. And that will be everything. It's everything that can be put in the backend. Application gateway can be web firewall that we can upgrade or change the settings of the application gateway, and we can change of the OWASP that will be standards for 3.1, 3.0, and 2.9. That will be rules. I would like to show you about that, but you should know that we can choose that. And application gateway and WAF we can have in 2 versions, version 1 and version 2. In version in application gateway in version 1, we can put only OWASP rules. In version 2, we can add other. It means that create by ourselves. Okay. And now we will check that our application gateway work properly. It means we have public IP address. We put in the backend 2 virtual machines. And now we should know that it's working. I hope that I checked that. And do you see that we have one of the virtual machine? Of course, if we the click on other website or the same, that will be other virtual machine and application gateway working. And now application gateway, it's only load balancer on the 7th layer. We would like to change that will be our defender, and click on the web application firewall, and after that please change to WAF version 2 because we choose that. And after that, please click Save. The question is, does anyone have any issue, would like to ask me about something? Nobody, okay. And please see in here, we can choose on the, of course, we choose firewall status enable, and please click on the rules. Sorry, we should put in here some and rules. I told you that we have we can choose OWASP rules that will be 3.1, 3.0, and 2.2.9. And we have the last one with boot manager rules. We can choose one of them. The question is, if I would like to choose this one, that will be possible to put the rule in the previous. For example, of this OWASP 3.0, for example, of course. In this settings, no, we can choose only one. but it's possible. I would like to show you. And if you choose OWASP version 3, we can see that we have a lot of some rules that will be attached to this application gateway. We can remove one or more from this this configuration. The question is for what? Because some of the application that can be work not properly, for example, the sum of application need remove some of this this ID rules of the OWASP. Okay, but I would like to show you that it's possible to attach in other way the some policies. How we can do it? Please click on the all services, and in here please put policy, and we can find web application policies like that. Yeah. If we click in here, we can create new one. And in here, we should choose which application for what that will be. For Azure CDN, for application gateway with WF, and for front door. I would like to tell you about front door, which is the difference between application gateway and front door. Please choose application gateway. We should choose resource group. I think that will be a good idea in here, and policy name. Like that. And in here, we can choose add additional rules. For example, that will be, I would like to choose OWASP 3.0 and Microsoft Boot Manager rules. If we add that we can see two different rules. One of them is for bot, and Microsoft know about bad bots, and in this rule, Microsoft add that only good bots, and you you saw that we can do, for example, remove one of more some rules of the OWASP. And now it's okay. Custom rule that we can put IP address that will be, for example, in this topic we can add deny allow log traffic. In this topic we can, for example, add allow traffic, and we have 4 options for IP address, for geolocations, like that. For example, we can deny from location like, for example, from Azure or other places, and other for string and numbers. Please don't do it anything that will be in the other. Okay, applications. And now we can attach this policy to our application gateway. And in here, we should choose this one, apply, and add. And now we can choose review and create, and please create. And our application gateway will be changed. Do you see that we have some information that is updating, and that will be changed? That in the previous step we can change some settings of web application firewall, and now we have any policy in that policy we created a few minutes ago. Do you have any questions? And now we have application gateway, and this application gateway, of course, we can attack. And we can, for example, did something like that. In my site, it's this IP address, yeah. For example, this one. This is attack by SQL injection. And what do you think? What will happen when I click something like that? If someone would like to do with me, I put in chat window. Of course, you should change IP address for your application gateway. And now we don't have any change. Why? This is a next exercise because we have for web application firewall some settings. Those settings, sorry, that was this one, yeah. The previous settings is that we have detection and prevention. We have now our configuration for our application is detection. It means and know about that, but this application gateway don't do anything with this attack. If we change to prevention and click save, after that our application gateway, of course, with WAF will be defender for us. I hope it's now. It will be. Maybe it's better to open other window. Do you see? And now Azure Application Gateway, it's working. We don't have permission to put that. We have permission, but Azure Firewall is defender for us. It's the same situation if we put other attack like that. The same bash history or something like that. If someone would like to do with me, the first one is that. Oh, sorry. That will be this one. Okay, and now you saw that we can change application gateway that will be WAF. And one of the topic we can integrate our WAF in with Azure Security Center. I would like to show you when we're talking about network watcher. And this is good information about other things. That is front door. Front door, it's something similar like application gateway, but that can be something more. What does it mean? Where is my? That was in here. Yeah. Please create other things that will be front door and create resources. Front door like that. Create. I think that will be good input in here, but it's something completely different. Do you remember when we create application gateway, we should network And other important thing is that we have where is that application gateway. It means in our topic West Europe. In front door, it's in the global. What does it mean? If I will create this front door, that will be this front door will be replicated in other regions and edge location. And if we have a situation that application gateway, this is a good example. We have application gateway in the region. Yeah, we can create a front door, and front door can be the place that will be replication in other region. And if one of the region on some IP will be doesn't work, that can be move in other region if one of the region will be destroyed or something like that. Okay, we will come back to this one. Yeah. And other topic, we don't have any information about the VNet because in the backend we can do something interesting. It means the place front. Do you see? We have already name. That will be name of our front door frontends. Of course, if we have some our domain, we can create a record CNAME for that name. And I would like to choose this one. At backend pools. And front door understand more services like application gateway. That will be app service, cloud services, storage, application gateway, API management, public IP address, traffic manager, and custom. What does it mean? If you would like to, in the backend, have other services in our on-prem data center or other public clouds, it's possible to put public IP address, and our front door will be moved some request to this public IP address. Because we have already created application gateway, I would like to choose this one. Oh, which one? I think that was this. And add. In our topic, we choose HTTP because we have only which HTTPS. And now we can add. And routing rules. Routing rules that will be named like that. That will be HTTP only. We can choose that can be redirect and add. And after that, review and create. And now, in our configuration, front door, it's only load balancer for many different services. And what we can do more with that? I hope that I put in here, but I'm not sure. Maybe here. And in this configuration, we have front door. Front door will have some name, and in this topic, will in the backend application gateway in option WAF. Usually front door create very fast. Oh, sorry, not that. Yes, we have. It's already. Okay, and now we can check that it's working, but we should change to HTTP. Because we have application gateway in option WAF, we should remove that because we would like to open that in this configuration that will be only front door in option WAF. Okay, that change, maybe it's better now to change configuration from our front door. That will be this one. Okay. Do you see at the moment we don't have create any settings that it is for this front door. We can do it, but before that we should create policy that will be attached to front door. And that will be the same way when we create for application gateway policy. It means in here, click policy. And after that, please add new one. That will be for front door. In the same resource group what I choose previous policy, like that. The same option that will be in detection and prevention. Of course, we can change that. And in here we have top 10 of us rules, and we can put the boot manager rule set that is in the preview. And we have something more for this rule, because this rule can detect it is good boot or bad bot. The same situation in the custom rule. It means geolocation, IP address, size, string. And we can attach to front door, and please select our front door, add, review, and create. And now I would like to okay, and now we have configured. And now I would like to remove the policy on the application gateway, because at the moment it's for our configuration is with configuration web application firewall. I would like to remove this configuration. How we can do it? Please see on that policy. Click on the assigned policy gateway and remove assigned gateway policy. I have to check that. Sorry. Policy settings. It's open prevention. Okay, I think I have somewhere open that some policy. I would like to try to delete this. The application sign detect. Okay, I have to check why we couldn't do that. Remove. Oh, hey, I have to check that, why we couldn't do it. But you know about the difference between the front door and application gateway. And in this topic, we can manage from the application gateway that in the backend. That's the few difference between application gateway and front door. Application gateway we can choose only on the one region. Front door will be in the other regions and in the edge locations. And front door can exist from other services, more services. Application gateway can manage virtual machines and app services. Okay, and now I have to check which will be agenda. Network watcher, my dear. And now, please find a network watcher. Network watcher. Network watcher is a very important tool because in this topic we have option to check many things. For example, IP flow. What does it mean? If I would like to choose some virtual machines and network interface, I can check that it's possible to connect, for example, by this one. This is possible to connect from other IP addresses. And now Azure will be check that exist, any NSG that block this connection. At the moment will be check the connection can be by that in communication between two different IP addresses. It is possible because we have some rule. The rule is like that. It is possible to connect because that was attached by network security group. Next topic that will be for next hop. For example, will be this one, and it is possible to connect maybe in, I don't remember exactly, and the other IP address, for example, this one. And now that will be checked, that is possible that to check which hop will be, next hop will be from this virtual machine. And in this check, we can find information that will be a hop by system route, it's other. Yeah, that will be some information about that. We can choose effective security rules, but in this our scenario, that will be good to know about something that happen on NSG, because we know about that. NSG can open some ports, but in the default configuration, in anyone to try to connect, we don't know about that when we don't open enable open the logs will be collection somewhere. It means in our NSG that will be this one. Yeah, that will be this one. Please check on this one, and now click on. And now that we can collect a flow, please check on the version 2. Please create storage for that. I have this storage that can be this one. If you don't have, please create storage account. And after that, we can put rotation. This is the first. The maximum of that will be almost 1 year. And I would like to collect in Traffic Manager in storage in local analytics. It means we can collect that in local analytics. If you don't have any local analytics, please create that. It means please in the storage account, after that traffic analytics status, and in here click select local analytic workspace. If you don't have, please create new in here, the name log 01. That will be good in here. Will be on West Europe. West Europe is here. The log name should be a specified name that will be unique name for us. That, for example, like that. And now, okay. Few words about log analytics. I have some documentation about that, I think. To be honest, this is Michael's presentation. I have somewhere. Okay, do you see the application Azure Monitor? This is place that we can collect some logs, and these logs can be collect for many things. Of course, we can create some install agent for virtual machines, and for our perspective, we can collect the logs like we did before. That then can be from NSG. I would like to show you that it's possible to front or application gateway, and by this tool we can show that we can manage and show some logs that the logs that was collected by log analytics. And for our perspective, the logs is the space that we can store some logs. That can be logs for Windows, for syslog agent, for metrics that you show. And in this topic, we can show search any event by using the Custo language. We will do that. Okay. I hope that it's great. Yeah, it's ready. And that now. Please click Save. We did this for the first NSG. And now, if someone would like to connect to this, our virtual machine, and this NSG will be, the logs will be collected by that, we can see that. And in this place, we can see that some flow logs from NSG it is collect. Of course, we can collect in other. That will be the same. That storage account. We already created log analytics. And in this topic, we have that the flows will be collected, and other things that we should collect diagnostic logs. And we have two places when we can do it, but for network watcher, we can see all of the services that have option diagnostic logs. Because please come back to our application gateway. That application gateway, like that, has diagnostic settings. And in this topic, we can add diagnostic settings, and we can, for example, to log, and we can choose which logs is for us important. And we have three options about log analytics that can be that I create before, that can be the storage account, that will be logs, or event hub. I would like to choose this one because log analytics is very useful to manage those logs. Okay, and now save. If we would like to come back to traffic network watcher, sorry, that we can check diagnostic logs that collect which the services was added. Do you see that application gateway, one of them, and that was enable collect diagnostic settings? Please do it on the next one, because I have two. I don't remember exactly which one it's for our workshop. Yeah, okay, great. The same situation will be NSG, but that will be diagnostic settings, not flow. Flow, it's very useful if you would like to separate the different subnet. For example, we can find in the NSG that some flow existing between subnet, but we don't like the situation. And by this topic, we can find that that the flow existing or not. Of course, we can collect some logs from front door. Where is that? In here, we have the same situation. That is diagnostic settings. After that, we can add to log, send, and save. Yeah, done. In other option for collect data, of course, that will be data from virtual machine, that possible to collect those data from machine, for example, that one. In log analytics, when we click on that, that was in here, no. Yeah, when we click on that, we can find virtual machines, and please see, we can connect to that particular log analytics. And when we click connect, Of course, I doing them by portal. Of course, we can create policy, and everything will be automatically will be attached to particular log analytics by policy. Okay, I think that we add some information that it will be collected in our workspace, and what we can do more. Click on the logs. We have some information about that. It's good think about that. We have some estimation of cost because we will pay for this service how many logs we will have. And in here, of course, we should have more data. At the moment we don't have, but we can find information how many data we'll have, and of course that will be estimation for. Oops, I have to check how many data will be in our log analytics. we can change some rotation, because minimum days of rotation, that will be 30. The max will be 750. And we can check that. And now we can see some logs. It means, and now from the application gateway and some of the NSG will be sent to the log analytics some data. The data will be in this place. Please click on the logs, and we can find some data about what we can see. Some data. This is some tutorial, but we would like to show that. And please, in here we have some data that collect in the different databases. That one of them is this network monitoring. Yeah, that was enabled a few minutes ago. And we can see on the first what we have in here. At the moment, we don't have any data. We should wait for a few seconds. That will be. We have enable for NSG. The issue is that we didn't have many data, because the machine existing only on the private place. Okay, I hope that we can find some data. If no, I think we can find some diagnostic settings for well, some refresh or something like that. Okay, I hope that we'll have something. We don't have. Okay, we can find something in Azure Diagnostic, I hope. I couldn't see that database. I think at the moment will be already, but I couldn't see that. No, I don't have that. Any diagnostic? In other things that we can do it for log analytics, we can install agent in our data centers on-prem on them location. How we can do it? In configuration log analytics, we can find agent management, and in here we can find some installation from the agent. The important is that we when we configure agent, we should put workspace and key for communication. The same situation in Linux. There's something strange about that, because any virtual machines agent has problem. This is strange. Okay, because I have other two virtual machines, let me check that. We can, yes. Because I would like to show how you can manage the logs. If I don't have any logs, it is not possible to show you anything about our log analytics. Where is that in here? This one and this one. What does that mean? Agent has problem. You know, I see that the first time. Usually, if I have something like that, for example, it in here is Kali Linux, and Kali Linux it couldn't install for agent for this distribution of Linux. Maybe it's on this virtual machine. It's some different distribution. No, yeah, this is Ubuntu 18.04. Okay, I think I have exactly the same. Exactly the same. It is strange. Analytics workspace. I have question. Anyone create log analytics and trying to connect virtual machines? Anyone trying to do it? No one?
We have one suggestion from Grzegorz about problems with firewall, but I think it's not related with firewall.
Because we have two different in this topic. What we have two virtual machines, and those virtual machines doesn't have firewall. Okay, I should investigation that. Okay. In this agent doesn't have firewall. Okay, maybe. Okay, we can remove those firewall or create new one. Sorry, that I should logs. Okay, that workspace summary. Maybe we have other logs. sorry, that this one. Network performance monitor. We have something now. Okay. Maybe a good idea to remove that firewall, but I am not sure that is with that problem. You know, I would like to have any data for that, any data. At the moment, I don't have any data because this is a new environment. That can't be from.
Andrzej,
Okay.
and could you open the error what we are getting in portal about installing this about this connection where when local analytics is trying to connect to VM?
Oh,
maybe
on the local
there
analytics.
is, yes, there
Yeah,
is
we don't have. We
error
have only,
unknown.
we have
Okay.
only has a problem. That's it. But you know, okay. That will be better if I do something on our okay, we have to look analytics, the log analytics this way. I hope it's working, and I hope that we can see any data about that. And in here, put that. Okay, it's working. And let me check that in those configuration, I collect any data. Oh, sorry. Settings, edit settings. Yeah, it is this one. And for example, this one. This one. Why I don't have any data? That was enable. Okay, I should investigation that. Okay, other settings for log analytics. I told you that we can install agent on the server. Of course, that can be from the Azure, and we can connect from the other clouds or the on-prem. But when we start collect this data, that will be only data from security and heartbeat that will be monitored by log analytics. If you would like to monitor more data, we should choose which logs we should collect by Windows systems like that, and for example that if you would like to from IIS or something like that, of course we can choose that one, and after that we can save those data and counters. By default we don't have any counters, but we can add. But please remember that will be in every 10 seconds will be collect data from those counters, and we couldn't separate that will be on the one virtual machine that counters, that will be all of them. And if you would like to collect other counters from different machines, we should create other local analytics. For example, I would like to have only this one. Save. The same situation that will be in Linux counters. And if you would like to collect data for kernel or something like that, that we should put which logs we would like to collect like that. After our changing, we should save the settings, because that can be done by that. Okay. I think the Azure firewall is still removed. Okay. Maybe I see some data. No data. I'm going here. Oh, we have some. Oh, great. That will be Azure Diagnostic, and see that you can see that data. And first, please see in here Azure Diagnostic. That will be from Application Gateway, because I enabled that. Please see that we can find information about which application gateway, what's the data it's here, some rules, and we can see the our host name, or as which client trying to connect to the application gateway. And in this topic, please see we so many columns couldn't see. If you would like to see more, but some of them it will be without any data, like that. Send bytes. Listener, which name, and so. I think I can't find in here something more. It means in here I told you that is language custom, and we can ask something about some different method how we can ask about what we can find in here these logs. For example, by where we can put example in two ways. The one of them that will be, so for example, like maybe this one, by that, or if we would like to find some different information, the language in local analytics can separate like that. And in here we can put the name like that, exactly the name, but contains some data. Of course, we can put many different in the end of switch. It has any or contains or many different settings for that. But we would like to find something interesting that we tried to attack our website. How that we can find something about that. And now that will be where? That will be operation name. And this operation will be application gateway firewall. I hope that will be this one. Oh, we don't have? Strange. Microsoft Application Gateway. We have some latency for that. We have some latency for some the logs, and we should wait for that. But I think you see that the SAM language is very simple to learn. For example, we can choose category, and by this category, we would like to see only data that will be from application access log, like that. And for example, we can what we can do, we can summarize this data. Of course, if we don't like to see so many columns like that, we can choose project, and we'll have which column we would like to see, like that. Yeah, that we have only two. The other thing that useful in application gateway is that we can summarize some data, for example, this one. And for example, we can count data by client IP address. By that, what should be client IP address, like that. And we can see how many was request for other IP addresses. Of course, you would like to add other, for example, that name of host. Request URI on something like that. Request URI that can be see which that was. Okay, I hope that we can see something more. That was, oh, and now we have 60. But it's still only application logs. rules. I think that should be now. That will work. Yeah. Okay, I couldn't find any request that was blocked by Azure Application Gateway. Boom, 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 boom. But in this topic, we can find many useful things. Got this in here. This one. Oh, that was something new. I saw. Access, application access. You know, I don't know why I couldn't find any logs about the application gateway, because if I I think I do it on this my gateway. Yeah, it is this one. This one is the global. Yeah, yes, it is. This is public IP address. Which one? That will be in here. And now it's in detect. Okay, I think we done. Oh, sorry. Refresh. This one. Logs. Azure diagnostic. Run. Okay, and now we have a lot of logs. I hope that will be what I would like to show you. That will be where. Operation name. Like this one. Okay, greatest existing. That was some latency. Okay, please see on that because that was for me the best topic that you show. Please in here. I trying to many things. I hope that I can find what I did in SQL injection, and please see in here. We can find information what that was. Yeah, that was about reach request. Was what trying to do. There was some latency, but that was my attack. I think that was my attack. And in this topic, we can find information about what I did. Do you see? I did that. That application gateway found that attack, and we have information about what happened. Which is the rule. It means if I would like to create automation and would like to send any that will be alert about that, we can do like that. For example, that will be SQL injection. We can find in here that was SQL injection. It means where the message maybe can be containers, and I would like to put something about SQL. Yeah, like that. That was a lot of. What's the happen in here that you see? That was my attack from my rook station. We can like that find how many that was those attack. Summarize. Now count by. Maybe it's better by client IP address. Client IP maybe małe, that one. Oh, and we find that how many that was attack from any places like that. And if you would like to create a rule for this particular questions, we can create by that, and of course we can send any email or create some automation for request for that. Review and create. And in here, we can put notification or action. One of them that can be runbook function, logic app, or send webhook to some URL. In our topic, we can choose for automation logic app, Azure function, or automation runbook. Those data we can export. Or if you have Power BI, we can show this result of our question to Power BI. Okay, I think it is finished for us because this is all of my presentation. I hope it's everyone did with me. And if you have any questions about that, please send some information that it was okay. And
I'm back as well. So you have any questions to the first part or to me? I'm back again, so can take some questions as well. Sorry, Andrzej, for interruption.
No, it's no problem. I finish.
You have perfect timing, Andrzej.
Yeah, perfect one. Sure.
Great.
I hope so.
So, guys, is there anything you have in mind which was not covered, and you would like to, have a quick question? If this is a bit longer one, please leave it for email. But if it's quick one, yeah, we have like a minute to answer one or two questions, maybe. Of course, you may ask the question if this is everything we've prepared for today. No, it's not. We have more, but unfortunately, time is limited. So if Michał Jankowski will invite us again, maybe we can follow up on that.
Michał, I'm afraid, when you have like a free hand of the time, with your knowledge, you can just take the whole week or even month with sharing the knowledge. So definitely we will invite you again if you want to share something.
Definitely. Why not? Why not? But not for a month, just for 4 hours or so.
Okay.
Okay, guys. We don't think we have any questions from you. The portal with the code is free for you. I will not change it. I will not. Andrzej will add some stuff from his lab. So please take the code if you like. If you have any questions, you have our emails. And Michał, I'm back to you because I'm not the owner of this workshop, so please do what is required to finish.
Oh, wow, it's so official. Yeah, I'm checking also on the YouTube channel. There's also no questions. So Michał, Andrzej, thank you for your time. Thank you for the workshop. Definitely, we will invite you next time to grab the knowledge from you. As we started, just to remind you, we already have the next training or next workshop plan in the beginning of December. So registration is open. You can check the information about the event on the azurepoland.pl site. And I think that's all. Thank you for your time today, and I hope you enjoyed that. Piotr, you would like
Thank
to
you
add
very
something?
much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Have a great day. Stay safe.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Have a good one.
Okay, I will stop YouTube streaming.